Mina damer och herrar, ytterst tystnad. Hello. Order in the house. Order. Thank you all for coming. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to praise Donald John Trump, not to bury him. He may be a yahoo, a weirdo, a crumb bum, but as Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway points out, he was elected president. Oh. He's so mean, even a porcupine finds him prickly. For it often comes to pass, in a time of evident disunion, that the left and the right are a perfect storm of dysfunction. I would rather use a hedgehog for a throw pillow than have Donald John Trump's shoulder to cry on. I say that Trump is a goat. That is G-O-A-T, greatest of all time. Goat. He himself claims his presidency is the greatest in all of American history. Trump won't win the next election. The Democrats will lose it. I have it on good authority from a Latina who cleans restrooms at the Pentagon that Donald John Trump is a UFO who escaped as a bambino from Area 51, yes, and has been impersonating a human being ever since. That explains his strange supernatural powers, his ability to talk out of three sides of his mouth. It also explains why he sees himself as the center of the universe, and his lack of feeling for other human beings, as well as his habit of telling tall tales at a single bound. His hair products, made in sweatshops in China, are destroying the ozone layer. His orange skin color is unnatural. It's almost like he's a genetically engineered alien from outer space sent to soften up our planet before an alien invasion from the bug planet Klendathu. Iranian General Huluban Salami was executing his appointed rounds, sowing discord and violence in the Middle East, when Trump popped the top on him. Put a cruise missile right up his hiney. A crispy critter, he was dead as a dodo bird. Bye-bye. I ask you, Commander-in-Chief D.J. Trump, what kind of person is he? Trump bears false witness. He commits adultery. He kills people. Of course the evangelicals love him. He's just like Jesus. Only not. The Lord acts in mysterious ways. Conspiracycrier.org tells us that Trump is the imperfect vessel which the Lord God uses because Cain, Hitler, and Lucifer are currently unavailable. Is that fake news or real lies? You decide. Trump is like the crazy uncle who shows up every Thanksgiving. A little hard of hearing, a fiery temper, he mishears and misunderstands, giving back to us a slightly deranged version of events. Just like this presentation. According to Alternative Inquirer, the website, you never hear Trump speak of his grandparents because, as a alien invader, he left them behind on Alderaan. Trump's doctors rounded off his Spock-like ears so that the pointy ears would look more human. Some say Trump's pointy ears were the result of bone spurs. So, the first article of impeachment is for being a blue meanie. Not yet. White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham says that Trump is a counterpuncher. Only problem is the people he's punching are teenagers, war heroes, the parents of dead soldiers, and dead people. Hembränt. My turn. Says so in the script. Hembränt. Mycket gott. Trump is willing to give $1 billion a year in aid to Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the president of Egypt. He invites el-Sisi to the White House and calls him his favorite dictator. But you don't see Trump giving any money to save the kangaroos. What was the last time Trump invited a kangaroo to the White House? I ask you. Don't let the fly swatter of life leave you flyless. Okay, boomer. A previous generation would have called Trump a male chauvinist pig. He's so full of himself, he thinks he's the cat's meow. He's not the cat's meow. I'm the cat's meow. Meow. Trump's philosophy is 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and go, go, go. In the old days, Trump would have been called an Indian giver, giving things with one hand and taking them back with the other, just like the white man did to the Indian. Kemosabe. Trump pledged his undying concern to the Dreamers, illegal aliens who were brought to America as children. But every time Trump gets the chance to actually pass some legislation to help the Dreamers, Trump is conspicuous in his absence. He ain't there. In fact, not only isn't he helping the Dreamers, he wants to end DACA, not prolong it. Sad. Why? First, the Dreamers are mostly Democrats. And second, he claims that there are many bad criminals among the DACAs. White House PR Director Candy Kane tells us that Trump really, really wants to curb candy-flavored vaping. But it's an election year, and taking away vapes from blue-collared schmoes might cost him some votes. So, bye-bye, folks. Trump is not going to curb vaping. Not now, not anytime soon. So the first article of impeachment is for being a blue meanie. All opposed, say nay. No, I don't hear anything. Article number 1, adopted. The second article of impeachment is for dismantling the government. Whenever the press or anyone in his administration gets called out for making malicious statements, they claim they were joking. Ha ha ha. Such a flamboyant sense of humor. Funny. While the press dominates the news cycle with over 15,000 lies, his administration is hell-bent on deregulating laws and statutes that were put in place over decades to protect consumers like me and you and the environment. That's the real crime of the Trump administration. I keep waiting for Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Devin Nunes, and Jim Jordan to behave like responsible representatives of the American people. But they never do. Time without end, they misbehave, spewing verbal garbage. They disappoint. I'm disappointed. It's bad enough that Trump sits glowering in the White House and madly tweeting. Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Devin Nunes, and the other guy, Jim Jordan, will go down in history as Trump's enablers. As the coffin lid closes, they nail it down. Ow. Hammering. Hammering. What? I'll get there. Give me a minute. Where is it? Everything in America is a partisan death match. Winner take all, no holds barred, slap down, where the niceties of polite behavior are as extinct as the dodo bird. Although Trump lost the popular vote in the 2016 election, he won the Electoral College, giving him victory and the presidency. So, what is the Electoral College, and why is it in the Constitution? Here you might actually learn something. The purpose of the Electoral College is to give rural America 3 times the voting power of people in the cities. The Founding Fathers were landed gentry with plantations. They didn't want to see the rabble in the cities take over the government by sheer dint of numbers, so-called mob rule. There were too many of them city dwellers, and besides, many of them were Irish. So, although technically America is a democracy, the fix was put in from the very beginning. One person, one vote, forget about it. DJ Trump has complained that the system is rigged. He's right. It's rigged in his favor. So, as you can imagine, we're in a bit of a pickle over the Electoral College. The Electoral College consists of 538 electors. Your state has the same number of electors as members in its congressional delegation. 1 elector for each member in the House of Representatives, plus the 2 senators. A majority of 270 electoral votes is required to elect the president, depending on the weather. But we're not saying any different. Alabama, 9 votes. Alaska, 3 votes. Arizona, 11 votes. Arkansas, 6 votes. Oh, good old Arkansas. California, 55 votes. Colorado, 9 votes. 9 votes. There are heavy hitters in Trump's corner, like Wisconsin, 10 votes, or Michigan, 16 votes, Pennsylvania, 20 votes, or Florida, with its 29 votes. They swing the election. What? A watch? I'm not wearing a watch. Vad är klockan? Jag har ingen klocka. Nej, jag vet inte. Oh, you want me to speed it up? Okay, I can talk very quickly if that's what you want. No? All right, let us continue after being so rudely interrupted. Second article of impeachment. For dismantling the government. All opposed, say nay. I don't hear squat. Adopted. The polar bears are drowning. Australia has been burnt to a crisp. 1 billion wild animals have been burnt to death or otherwise inconvenienced in the Australian brush fires. We have brutal tornadoes, hurricanes, heat waves, and droughts plaguing the known world, while Trump calls global warming a hoax invented by China and says wind turbines cause cancer. Third article of impeachment is for destroying the environment. Even though the 800-mile Alaskan oil pipeline leaks, the Trump administration continues to deregulate. Now the state of Alaska wants to build a natural gas pipeline to provide natural gas to the Chinese market. The Chinese market? Come on. If there are 75,000 coal miners in West Virginia, it would be cheaper to put every single one of them on a government pension and stop mining coal. That would be a lot cheaper than spending billions supporting the coal industry and polluting the environment. Forget friggin' coal, but Trump won't. Unable or unwilling to leave well enough alone, DJ Trump attacked 16-year-old climate activist Greta Thunberg on Twitter when Greta was named Time Magazine Person of the Year. Men det är inte Greta Thunberg. I quote, Greta must work on her anger management problem, unquote, tweeted Trump. Anger management problem? Anger management problem? Ask the man who owns one, Donnie. On behalf of a dying planet, for dismantling the environment. Third article of impeachment. All opposed? Say nay. Adopted. What does this all mean? Wait and I will tell you. It means that America will soon become a banana republic. This banana is not from Mexico. I don't believe Donnie Trump when he says that Mexicans are murderers and rapists. I don't think most Mexicans are murderers and rapists. But this banana, which is a very good banana, is from Honduras. The press is using the Department of Justice to investigate his critics. This sounds exactly like the sort of high crimes and misdemeanors which the Founding Fathers had in mind when they created, when they created impeachment. As DJ Trump himself has publicly said, and I quote, "But you got a good one now, even though they're trying to impeach the son of a bitch. Can you believe that?" Unquote. And then Trump laughed. The 7 impeachment managers from the House are obviously going to be called the 7 dwarves. Among children, some taunts are inevitable. The U.S. Government Accountability Office, and this is true, has declared that by withholding aid to the Ukraine, the Trump administration broke the law. The GAO says that what El Trumpo did was illegal, unlawful. At the same time, Trump's defense team lawyers have sent a 6-page letter to the Senate claiming that no laws have been broken. It just shows that denial isn't only a river in Egypt. As Richard Nixon always said, those who wrap themselves in the flag risk getting a flagpole shoved up their butt. He was a very unstable genius, was Nixon. See? I can punch dead people too, just like Donnie Trump. Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, Norman Rockwell, George Lincoln Rockwell. The impeachment trial is another episode of The Celebrity Apprentice, where the entire Republican Party is competing to win Trump's favor. Frightened of getting voted out of office, Republican politicians are down on their knees kissing the president's ring. Who can blame them? The anger among the voters is a clear and present danger. In the upcoming presidential election, the Democrats will put up a candidate who is so far out and unelectable that Donald Trump will not only win re-election, but this time he'll win the popular vote. The envelope, please. You have the envelope. I have the envelope. Is this the envelope? Ja, det här blev inte lätt. Ja. Där ser man. So, in conclusion, having reached the pinnacle of power, the apex of success, DJ Trump is still unhappy. It is time for the American people, that's you, to stage an intervention, elect Trump King of the Universe, retire him emeritus, and get on with America's job of ruling the world. America. Good. Huh? Good luck with that. And God bless. Thank you. Oh, staying home, dude. Turn it off. You turn it. Vado. What do you mean you're busy on your phone? Turn it off. You won't turn it off. I'll have to turn it. Why do I have to do everything? Scheherazade. Som sagt. Scheherazade.